everybody that's new, this is new for you. Okay, so in front there they sell rolls of different colors. We call that either flex or heat transfer vibe. Then you will be cutting it on your cutting machine and then you press it on your shirt. These stuff we don't press at 200 degrees, please. So most of them got the instructions of your degrees on it. So it would be 155 for 10 seconds, something like that. But this is very quick. Okay, your artwork takes longer. They sell all of them here, the brick as well. Okay, the brick I can cut on my cameo. So if you take on this before you tell the client, yes, just check if you are able to. But it's very expensive, the brick. So there's this one shirt hanging there as well if you want to fill it. Puff, the puff must look like this, then you did it correctly. So they gave us the previous demos, we had gold puff. Stop swearing. So then afterwards we actually googled metallic colored puff is tricky and difficult. So but in my office most of the time the client wants the cheapest, the quickest. They don't want to pay for layering and this nice stuff. It rarely happens in my office. So you will notice it as well, probably. This is flock at the bottom and then puff at the top. The sample video. Then now, it was more than a year ago, before DTF was a known thing. I had this fine logo that I had to put on golf shirts for school, for a local school. And I couldn't cut it with my cutting machine. So then another printer, phone friends, introduced me to DTF for the first time. So I've got a large format printer. So on my large format printer I would have done this, but that's not the logo. I can't justify the print. It won't look nice. So DTF, the contact numbers is on the leaflet of the 3 people that we used before. But if there's anybody here that also does it, we are always open for more people. We like to use the people that we work with and friends with Paper Enterprise. So this is a sample of print flex, and that's the exactly same picture on DTF. So DTF, when you order it, will be in a PNG with a clear background. You can't print it with a colored background. So what we normally do is, because we print from those people in meters, so we work together. I only have to do 1 shirt this week, she must do 5. We all put our DTF together to make up a meter, then we order it from whoever. Okay, so that's why I say make friends, because sometimes business is slow. You do more mugs and you do t-shirts, stuff like that. No. And I'm not going to spend 200,000 rand, which I don't have, to buy a machine, and then it stands 2 days doing nothing, and the clocks, then I have to pay for somebody to come and fix it. So rather we support each other.
Would you recommend to do the powder and shaking?
No, I outsource.
We outsource DTF.
Yeah.
You press it yourself?
Yes.
You just order the print?
Yes. So you order it like this. You get it like this from them. It's direct to film, DTF. And then you just press it on the shirt. So on your papers, there's a time and temperatures. This is cold peel. So meaning that the shirts will lie there until it's cooled down, and then you will only take the film off. Just a tip, when we do it in our office, we then, after we took off the film, we just press it 3 more seconds. Just so that we know it's done.
No, but remember, you're going to put a Teflon sheet over.
Yes. We use butcher's paper and Teflon sheet stock. Yes. So, depending on the artwork, let's say for example, they want just a line drawing like this. I will use cut flex. It's cheaper. Let's say the client sent you this lovely picture from the internet with that's way too small. Then I just do no comment. You have to fix it first. But if they send you a picture with a clear background, this is your most cost-effective option currently is DTF. So as time goes on for the people that's new, you will see what works for you. But DTF is definitely the way to go. If I have a rush job and I don't have time for DTF, then because I've got a large format printer, Then I always get a phone call. Are you printing? Then I will say yes or no. Then I quickly do it this way. I've got a prime creche that I do shirts for. I think this is now year number 6. I still do it this way because I'm too scared to do it this way. Because the kids are wearing the shirts now for 3 years in a row. It's getting passed down to the brothers and sisters, and the design is still sticking to the shirt. I'm going to admit to you that we had shirts that we bought from a local supplier, a different supplier. It was a
Cotton blend. It's a poly
blend that the DTF didn't work on. So you have to test it yourself. Don't take our word for it. Test it yourself. Okay. It works lovely on these shirts from Paper Enterprise, but there's a blend that it doesn't work with. Okay. That's why I say test it yourself. We are registered with other companies where we get shirts from, like you can see the purple shirts with a different label inside, that we get different styles and materials from. Okay, then you ladies, the 3 of you know, full sublimation shirts, you can't do it this way. Okay. They print it on rolls of material that goes through heat, and then they stitch it together afterwards. Okay, he does it, for example, and his shirt is like that. Oh, please stand up. Can you see? That's printed and then the shirt is stitched. That's a completely different process. And all the school's clothing is going towards that direction now. I can feel it in my pocket. I don't do a lot of school shirts anymore. I can feel it. Because they're going that route. Then get his number. Okay.
Marty.
We're sending the DTF around for the newbies to feel and see.
Okay. So we did the pillow in the first thing, now doing the pillow in the last thing. So, some people ask, okay. Because we have 2 processes here, we've got heat vinyl and sublimation. Sublimation will reactivate with the heat. So we're just making sure that it doesn't end up on our Teflon sheet. We put butcher's paper on, Teflon sheet, 155 for 15 seconds. Yep. And that is for the glitter HTV. We're lucky today it didn't come. But it is slight. Just pressing it again for another 5 seconds and then it's done.
So enigiets wat 'n film oor het, sit jy weer terug.
3 seconds. I'll put it on 5. So there we go. Now we've completed our pillow, front and back. It will now get complete.
While she's putting this in and send it around. When we do socks, we use a template. This is available here. I'm having it at 11 centimeters wide, and then you're welcome to. Then I just created my own top curve. So I'm going to use my sock template for the sleeves as well. So I just had to do one so that I don't make a mess in front of you and look like a fool. So I did this one, where I had my opening in the middle. When my son put on the other sleeve on his arm, this was here. It looks stupid. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it over, but I'm going to make sure this is on the side. Okay? When you do socks, it's going to be exactly the same like I do the sleeve now. The socks is the only thing that I heat up in my office before I press it to get the moisture out of the material. Something that I forgot to say earlier is we don't wash shirts before we press it. It is not new anymore. In the previous demo, the lady said she always washes the shirts, remember? We don't wash the shirts. I also put in washing instructions on the shirts before it leaves my office. Stay soft can, if it was old shirts, sometimes the teachers send me shirts that they already used before. It can come off with the stay soft that's already in the fibers of the material. So just make sure you talk correctly, clients.
You're not using a pillow, hey?
She insists on seeing the tag.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to be as fast as possible. Oh, I used it yesterday, so I've got marks. In my office, I normally just take masking tape to cover the mark so that it does not go to the new sock or to the new sleeve. In this case, I forgot masking tape, so I'm just gonna use heat tape. Have you seen this sleeve? Like, there's kind of a crap type of those sleeves that Chris the Claw printed with the company sleeve. This is the one. This kind of.
Nee, nou ja.
Kijk. Omstuur. Ja. That's the sleeves that we did yesterday. Kijk, weer weer. So you can see if you're a regular demo person, you'll see I've got this design for my son and the dogs for my daughter. So normally when I do stuff for them, it looks like that. Get over it is a joke between us, because sometimes they can make mountains out of small stuff. Unnecessary. If I'm not mistaken, they sell it here for 19 Rand 50 or something, and the socks are also not that expensive. I sell the socks in my office if I do socks for 140 Rand. But remember, when you do your costing, you're going to use 4, I stick it already together during break time. You're going to use 4 A4 sheets. Yes, because I paste it together. 2 per sock or 2 per sleeve. Right. Wait. For some reason in my office, when I do socks, I always have to do more than 1 pair. So I made 6 templates for myself. So when the one cools down, so that the other one can, because the stuff unfortunately needs to cool down before you take it off the template. So even when you the socks pre-press it, it must cool down and still. So this is where it comes with the socks, especially. You have to check that it's exactly the same, otherwise your one sock will be longer than the other sock. And that looks fine. Just a tip as well, I used to have one that's a bit wider and it didn't work. It kept on falling off my son's legs. He loves the socks. There's a lot of people that say it doesn't work as workwear, meaning if you wear gumboots or safety shoes, the sock does not absorb the sweat nicely. So I won't recommend it then for a hockey team or something like that if that's the case. This is my designs that I made. So we're going to read from bottom up. So I'm going to put it in this one. There are two ways when we do socks. You can either do it the way that I'm going to show you, or the other way is you put it like this and you cut it and fold it and paste it. So depending on your design that you're using, let's say you want the design to show the elephant at the front, this way would be done because you're going to have a white line maybe here. So you'll notice that the socks hanging there, even they've got, some of them got the white line. So you'll have to play around so that you don't get the white line here. So my secret would be to have this, see, go again to make it as flat as possible. And when you put the box inside, to put it in as tight as possible as well. So that's the only secret that I can give you here, unfortunately. But the lady that does the socks here for Paper Enterprise, she's a pro and she still gets white lines sometimes.
Yeah.
So it all.
She does all my netball socks and we have white lines.
So on mine, did you already change these?
Yep.
Thank you.
250 seconds.
So we will be doing it for 250
Polyester.
seconds. Because my press at home is the same, at the office is the same as this one, we will be putting it in skew so that we can do the whole thing at once. So I'm going to put it in like this. And we're going to press the one side, then I'm going to turn it around and press the other side. So whilst that one is in, I'm finishing this one.
Put the butcher and Teflon, okay?
And it's black, so I'm going to color your machine.
Is there a way of getting that out of your machine? Baie gesukkel, nee. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do it there. So I always put it in the butcher's paper and then we put it in.
So now we're going to have to make sure that we do the... No, that's a polyester.
Quickly, whilst we wait, then assemble the clock.
I'll put the other one.
The clock we did in the first session, so I'm just going to assemble it. In the previous demo day, we made a clock that I gave to my dad as a present. And then when I went to visit him, I noticed that the gold one didn't put it tight enough, so the back keeps on slipping off. So that you'll see me using a screwdriver to make it tighter now, because my hands are not strong enough.
ask any questions.
Are you also gonna do for dark material?
We don't supplement on dark material.
Then you have to use DTF. So after the sleeve now, a lot of clients are asking about that lion with the glitter flecks underneath there at the counter, so we're quickly going to do one of them. But when we do dark material, we will rather recommend DTF or cut flecks. DTF is a cost-effective way of doing shirts as well. If a client brings shirts to me to do, I charge 85 Rand just for a pocket size full color. So, doesn't look
We'll send that around.
it must cool down for 15 minutes. Sending it around.
I'm just trying to see if the print's going to come off.
Next up, we will be putting a lovely, like the same process as the line, a sunflower on one of the shirts that they sell here at Paper Enterprise, a Titan Jet shirt. They, if you look on the website and everywhere, they now release the colored shirts. I've got it in a yellow, red, pink, green. There's one more.
Blue.
Blue. Oh, yes.
And it is polyester, so it's the same as these shirts.
There was a client yesterday that complimented on the yellow shirt, full color. It looked nice. It's very good. The photo that you showed.
Yeah, you can feel it's this here.
Is it from the side?
Wat se papier het julle soms sou die gewone
Sublimation.
Jy moet eintlik vir die swart.
So the newbies weeding in this industry is this. And we normally use weeding tools to weed. We don't smoke, we weed. This is weed. It's a process we use. So when you buy the meters and you put it through your cutting machine, then you have to take this off that you don't want to use. We don't show that in the demos because of nobody uses the same. Oh, I'm lying. The machines differ too much. So every year we actually have, or last year we had a day where the people brought their cricket and silhouette machines, and then we all joined together and we had a cutting and tea and coffee day, and we made Christmas bags, which was lovely. And then we had the newest model and the oldest cameo there that day. It was fun.
Yeah, we had one person that was at that one.
So it's crinkles. So I'm just going to press it to get the crinkles out, not because I want to get the moisture out. Okay. If I was using a smaller shirt, I would have used a pillow, because if you press here in the machine, it's going to have, let's call it in Afrikaans, blink strike. Then the shirt doesn't look new anymore. So we use the press pillows for that. But this shirt is big enough to cover the, my English today, the surface of the dress.
I'm normally jogging or running out of any
When we do golf shirts, that's also why we use the pillows, because you don't want the
Color.
the buttons and stuff showing on this side. I know when I was working with another company, when it comes from the factory, it was already that. So I always used to take pictures and send this stuff back because I feel my company name, I'm not going to give those shirts out. They must replace it. See, now it looks better. So I just really ironed it. Then a tip in my office, we use our hand to measure how far from the top we start with our print. You don't want the print to start here. And you don't want the print to start here. So this is a nice measurement. You get those rulers, I think they've got here in stock as well. I don't have time for it. Sometimes it takes the longest to get the placing right than the actual press. So is this fine? You happy? In the middle? See? Fine, can I press? So I'm not going to press this the full 15 seconds. I'm only going to press it 3 seconds so that it is on the shirt. Remember sublimation, we must do it 200 degrees. Where normally this I would have done at 155 degrees. So number one, my press is hotter. Number two, I'm going to press again over it for a longer time. So I'm only going to, so that it stays there. It's cool. Something that I forgot to say earlier, depending on the supplier or where you get it from, we get cold peel and hot peel. For example, flock is always cold peel. It must first cool down completely before you can take the plastic off. Otherwise you're going to struggle. So when you're busy and you struggle to get this off as if the print wants to come with, just wait for it to cool down. Okay. There is a color, it's an F&B green. People, you struggle a lot. You wait for it to cool down, then you must press it again for 3 seconds to warm up again, then you can only take it off. If you do 100 shirts that way, never in my life again.
It was DTF.
But that was before
Yeah,
DTF.
before DTF.
So now it's just a silhouette of the pretty sunflower. Now I'm going to put the sunflower over. What I did is, the sunflower was a PNG with a clear background. I made the color of my shirt just around it so that there's no white. There's a YouTube video that I will share where she says she always makes sure that the white is bigger so that she's got a white line around. But for me, then what's the point?
Can I show you yesterday's one?
Yes, you can. There was my
So there was a black border. But if you do it on a cotton shirt, I'm just trying to think now, it won't actually, it will eventually wash out the black.
But you don't want to give it a price.
Yeah, but you tell them it's going to wash out. Because cotton doesn't carry, it won't carry the sublimation, where these shirts are sublimation shirts. I don't think so. Yes. Check. When you put it there, then you see it.
So now I'm going to press it for the full 50 seconds like I would have done on a white polyester shirt because the color must stay. There was a question this week in my office. A client phoned and asked me, but will the DTF last? Now for me, Charmaine that works for me has got a shirt that I did this time last year. She wears the shirt once or twice a week because it's got a favorite design on. And it still lasts. Okay? So it all depends on the washing and stuff. When I started in the industry, they told me that cut flex only lasts 30 washes. I've got shirts that I wore way more than 30 washes and it's still on there. So it won't last forever. The only thing that lasts longer is the full sublimation shirts like these shirts. Okay. So that's why they go that way for the schools.
But I've had a client that's ordered that before and he put it in the tumble dryer. Your color changes
Because of the heat.
because of the heat. I've had a client phone me, cut me out because their print came off, and I said, "But how did you wash it?" No, he was on holiday, went to the hotel, put it through the hotel, and they put it through the tumble dryer. Came out, there was no print on it. So the tumble dryers affect the print as well.
It's cute. But I would normally not do this. We're only doing it because it's a request. So I should have taken more time in aligning my sunflower.
It actually looks nice. Yeah.
My child's gonna wear it, you won't even know.
Do you always have to put in transfer
If you want to do this, yes. But I don't do that in my office. We're only doing it because there's a request for it. Because everybody asks, even how do you do that shit? I would rather do DTF.
Yeah, you get glitter
Clients
DTF,
don't
you
want
get
to
glow in
pay
the dark.
for this. Because I have to charge you for the glitter, which is what? How much is the glitter? 190 Rand a meter. So I cut mine up in 250 by 250 pieces. So 160 divided by 8, it's 20 Rand for this piece. So I'm going to charge you the 20 Rand. I'm going to charge you for cutting it. I'm going to charge you for printing my sublimation, which is between 18 and 25 Rand. For even if it's on my website, I don't care, you have to pay. So I'm charging you already 3 times. Then I charge you for the press because every time I do this, I charge 10 Rand. So I already pressed twice. I'm going to charge you for that, and I'm going to charge you for the shirt. Where DTF, it's going to be more cost effective. So this is just because it's nice, it's funny. But normal clients don't want to pay for this. Except if you're luckier than me. But this, for example, I'm charging you for the gold, I'm charging you for the white, I'm charging you for the black flock, I'm charging you for the red flock. And pressing it. And the shirt. If you didn't supply the shirt. Am I correct if I say that? Yeah? Because somebody must pay for it. Any questions?
Is sublimation flock the same process?
Yes.
As what we've just done. But you can, just trying to think, the sublimation flock you don't need to, because it doesn't have the coating.
It does have a coating.
Yeah, so you would do it the same process.
What we've ever done. Any questions? Now's the time.
Can't we just supplement without putting the pen out before?
You can
On white. And light color shirts.
Yeah, on the t-shirt.
Yes, white ones. Polyester.
Polyester.
Shirts. Yes, yes. Like the doggy there behind there. Yes, perfect.
So all the shirts that are here are polyester, 100% polyester, so you can sublimate on them. Just remember, if you're going to put pink on pink, you're not going to see nothing. So rather take it and make it a darker, a black or a dark color so that it shows.
But you can't do black.
You can't sublimate black shirts,
Then you do DTF.
please. No,
There is
Yeah,
a
we
video
get
of
quotes
people
all the
doing
time.
that with peroxide to make the black white. and-
Yeah, I've got a shirt like that. That I bought from JG's that's got the white. That's
like a
looks
tie-dye thing.
Yeah. And then we supplement on that, it looks lovely. My daughter wears her with the same penguin on. And
so as long as it's purchased like that.
Anything else?
Please finish your shopping. Is there
Yes,
anything else?
enjoy your shopping and then have a blessed Saturday.